Welcome back. As the party begins, finally, their trip towards Lake Grasp. Oh boy, what's in store for you there? Mostly just drama.
Oh my god.
There's going to be a lot of explaining to be done.
Here's your dead dad. So, you head out away from Lowell. Second, this leg of your journey, the first day, early morning. So, chat. You know what time it is.
I don't know, Holson, if you were
It's time to roll me some dice.
Yeah,
Roll
Holson,
me-
you already have a battle map up.
Yeah.
I have to have it prepared, yes. I need somebody from chat to roll me a d20. Or d10. D10 makes it easier on me.
I don't think they have a D10 in our chat.
I think we set them all up.
I think we did set them up.
Danessa.
We did. Thank you, Denisa.
Good start. Good start. The first leg of your journey. A dragon. I'm just kidding.
Yes.
No, first leg of your
I
journey.
rolled for seduction.
The clouds are clear. It's a nice late spring day. First part of your journey, and you finally make your way to the crossroad. There, let me see. At the southern tip, there's a crossroad that leads from Lowell to River End to Lake Grasp. And you're about midday by the time you make it there. Looking at probably 4 or 5. Probably 4 p.m.
Do we want to make camp here? Is there, as Rowan's kind of looking around to see if there's any, like, nice camping area, a common camping spot?
This being the main road, there's a lot of different, and you've actually seen kind of on your way, several different caravans and groups and different things, each of them with like their armed guards and such, being kind of a more main trade route between River End and Lake Grasp.
Do we want to stay here, or do we want to make way for a couple more hours to really hit dark?
Well, if you go ahead.
If this is a main stretch, I feel more comfortable resting pretty much anywhere along. So we could make some extra headway.
If you're wanting to do some hunting before we set up camp, it may take a couple hours to find whatever we're searching for. Possibly, we might want to set up camp here if you're wanting to, and if not, if we have enough rations, could get another couple hours in.
We definitely have all those rations that we got, so we can also utilize those as well. Before they go bad, I don't know. I heard those go bad.
I can
over
always
some
make.
time.
I can make us some food if it is absolutely necessary.
Asher has those sick berries that make us feel really full too, so yeah, we could do whatever.
I say we camp here, eat what we have, and get some sleep as soon as possible, and get up early in the morning and make more travel.
It could be beneficial to camp around more groups
Yeah.
than less. It won't take us long to set up camp, considering we now have a proper tent that we can set up.
Yeah, not
That's
far from you,
foraging
there's
to do.
actually a caravan that's kind of unpacking their stuff as well, kind of off to the side. They're kind of setting up camp there themselves.
Do they look dangerous or friendly?
They are. It's a group of 3. Well, there's a group of, in total, about 6 of them. 3 of them kind of look just like kind of general hired hands, mercenary kind of caravan guards. There's one, a gnomish man. He has kind of a mutton chop beard with kind of a little soul patch down the middle, graying mostly, but little specks of white kind of throughout there. And there's 2 companions with him. All of them are armed except that gnomish man. But there's a woman with him that's pretty large. She's probably about 6'6" and pretty bulky. She has kind of a shaved head with her hair kind of flipped over the side, and her hair is kind of black with like with streaks of pink in it. And she has a big great sword kind of sitting over her back, and then another one just about the same height as her, kind of another bulky figure who seems to have kind of orcish features. His skin is a kind of a tan human, but he seems to have like somewhere back in his lineage at some point some kind of orc. Another kind of large fellow. He has just kind of a big battle axe, but they don't. Roll me an insight check.
Who? All of us?
Rowan was curious about how violent they looked, or aggressive, friendly.
That was a 14. 14 plus, hang on, I gotta do perception. 14 plus 3, so a 17.
They just seem like any other group. I mean, they are comfortable enough. Can you kind of reckon like they're comfortable enough to, camp along the side of the road, almost out in the open. I swear, what is happening to? Thank you, Danessa. Let me fix that. Boop. There we go. Thank you. I had the battle map up earlier too.
Yeah, so I was like, are we supposed to be seeing the battle map?
Yeah.
It's messed up.
And you're like, I'm gonna lean over to
OBS.
Asher. Should we kind of greet them? Hey, Karan, should we kind of greet them and introduce ourselves, hoping that we can kind of watch each other while we sleep. They seem friendly enough, but it's up to you guys. I don't want to do anything you guys aren't entirely comfortable with.
Well, personally, I think the least we could do is introduce ourselves. If we're going to be camping here locally, it's not like we're going to evade their gaze. And perhaps, yes, they will agree that more numbers means more security. Even if we're all our own independent, we'll be less likely to be approached by bandits on the road, goblins.
Alright. Ace, what do you think? Rowan's gonna kind of start, like, making his body language kind of wanting to go that way.
Yeah. I personally just kind of think we should just leave them alone unless they introduce themselves. No reason to need to talk to them, but if you want to, you always like to talk to people. We can go over and introduce ourselves. That's no problem.
Asher.
Well, I feel like it might be the friendly thing to do. But it's a caravan, you said, so like lots of supplies and whatnot.
They have not necessarily. I guess caravan wasn't the right word. They just have a cart.
Okay. Well, they have a lot more belongings that might attract more bandits and we might be able to help. They are a much bigger target than we are.
Agreed, actually, yes. Even though it would be I imagine, a mild inconvenience to us were bandits to descend upon them, hopefully mild, we would be within our current proclivities.
More
That's what
things
we
to
do. We
punch.
solve problems for people, if we can.
More things to punch. I like it.
Alright. So, Rowan's gonna kind of start walking that way towards them. I'll
As
be
you
right
get
back,
closer, you notice kind of along the side of the cart, the buggy that they have, it says Scranton's Scrolls and such.
Curtain scrolls and such. I don't know what that means.
You just see Michael Scott jump out.
I was waiting for it.
Stop.
Dwight's the orc with the fucking battle axe.
Prison Mike.
Hi. Good evening. I'm gonna point to them setting up camp. My name is Rowan. Just saying hello, letting you know that we're over there. If something were to happen, we'd be happy to help. If you know.
As you're saying this, the large woman with the great sword facing the other way, she kind of turns around, kind of eyes you, begins to walk towards you, kind of a very like swagger to her walk, kind of.
I'm just gonna kind of just stand there, just won't look at her as she approaches, making that eye contact.
Kind of great sword in her right hand. She actually extends her left hand to shake.
Rowan's gonna do the same with his left. Shake her hand.
Rowan,
Rowan, yeah.
name's Dacian.
Decent.
Dacian.
Nice to meet you. That's my my group over there. We're gonna be staying the night. I figured I'd come and introduce ourselves for them. So if you guys need...
we just started unwinding and unpacking, but if you'd like, you can take a look at some of our wares if you'd like. I'm sure Scranton would love to make a final deal for the end of the night.
Not looking to buy any scrolls. I appreciate it though. I'm just wanting to just come and introduce ourselves so you know who we are. You know, if anything were to happen.
Appreciate it. I'm
right across the
Dacian.
way.
She points to
Dacian.
the kind of large fellow. That's Hogor. And
Alright.
the gnome man, that's Scranton. He has more than scrolls, though, if you're interested.
And what's his name one more time? The gnome?
Scranton.
Scranton. Okay.
Scranton scrolls and such.
little tongue in cheek there at the.
And Rowan's gonna kind of do like the same thing. He's gonna kind of point to Asher. That's that gentleman over there. It's Asher. The gentleman with the chest plate. That is Ace, and the man in the the cloak thing. That's Karun, and then the lady in the red hair is Briar. We'll just be right over there. If you can need anything, and I'll ask them to see if they need anything, and I'll shoot them your way to see what you guys got for wares. I appreciate the offer.
Yeah, appreciate it too. Thanks for introducing yourself, and we'll keep an eye out if you keep an eye out.
Absolutely.
That
And then
one in the plate. What was his name again?
Ace.
Thank you.
I was gonna walk back. And friendly bunch. They're gonna keep an eye on us as well. And Rowan's gonna kind of do like a little pointing thing over his shoulder and introducing Decian, Hodar, and Scrat.
Hogor.
What's
Hodor.
it?
Well, I'll
Hodor?
type the
Like
names.
Hodor? Like,
Hogor.
Hogor.
I thought. Okay, I was.
I guess let's get spelled like Hogor, H-O-G-O-R. H-O-Go. H-O-G-O.
Hogor or Hodor?
There, I typed it in chat. AC and Hogor
Okay.
and Scranton.
Hogor. He sells scrolls.
Yeah,
Like-
and Dacian said that there's some other wares outside of scrolls if you guys need anything or if you guys are curious.
Scrolls are interesting, especially if there's old ones.
I immediately thought of you, to be honest, with the scrolls that maybe.
Thank
find some-
Corona, maybe they got some good alcohol we could try.
you. I'm sure there's something potentially you might find interest in, but again, it's not that I won't drink. I'm just not the type to get inebriated.
One day.
Don't get your hopes up, Ace.
They're already up. It's okay. Anyway, let's go. You want to go check out what kind of paperwork Scranton has?
Stop. I didn't even think about it.
You started this. You started this.
But before they
Really
walk
good.
over,
Really
Rowan's
good.
gonna kind of walk up to Ace and quietly say, Dacian, the taller woman.
Yeah.
She asked what your name was, so specifically you. So, and kind of look Isaac around. Just, I know you kind of told us a little bit of yourself, so I don't know. I told him you were Ace,
Oh.
not Dominicus. I don't know if that
Okay.
means anything. All right.
Well,
That's probably a good idea.
let's just hope that she thought I was attractive.
Let's hope so.
You are, just for clarification again, just how wanted are you?
In this region, not so much. In the other one, a little bit more.
What would you say the odds are that they would send someone to this region? Pretty small,
Well,
right?
Honestly, and with our luck, we should probably prepare for a fight. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. We seem to always seem to.
Well, if that's the
All
case,
right.
would you mind if I tag along? I'm sure they might have
The more the
some
merrier.
offer, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna look over to Briar and be like, well,
She'll be fine. Rowan, did you want to keep her company while we
yeah.
go?
Yeah, Briar, do you mind helping me kind of just putting up some stuff around here?
She agrees.
Rowan's gonna start working on the prepping the tent and area. And then fire.
You head over there, and as you actually make your way over there, they kind of open up the this kind of display. The kind of the cart itself kind of opens up. There's different like shelves and stuff, and the gnomish Scranton fellow kind of works his way around the cart. Can I help you with?
Well, we were sent over here to see your wares. If you've got a minute, while my friends over there are setting up camp, we thought we'd check out what you got.
Well, as you can see, I've got quite an assortment. He kind of motions. There's definitely a lot of scrolls. If there's anything in particular you're looking for, I can give you that, or I can give you just this list. If there's anything in particular, I can read off some. Instead of saying scroll of, I'm just going to say the different spells that some of these can do. Command, sleep, hail of thorns, bless, armor of agathis, mage armor, identify, false life, blade ward, thunderwave, compelled duel, jump, ray of sickness, bane, and ray of frost. There's some other ones that probably out of your price range. Scorching ray, gentle repose, animal friendship. There's some other stuff that starts to get pretty expensive too.
How much for this identify scroll?
Well, I've kind of hit a bit of a surplus of those. I could part with it for 50 gold.
God bless.
It's a bit out of my price range currently, but I'll communicate with my group and we'll see.
Well, we can negotiate.
Scrolls are cool, but I heard a and such was added into the end of that.
Right. Well, we've got some different odds and ends, and he kind of points. There's a dagger. There's like a vial of poison. There's a lyre, some cook's utensils, a steel mirror. There's a two different armors, probably out of your price range. Pretty expensive.
Just out of curiosity, what kind of armors do they have?
There is a adamantine ringmail, and then there is a +1 chainmail.
Adamantine.
So, just for
The second one's expensive. The first one is probably insanely expensive.
We do have a boat though, so you're
They
saying
trade
there's a
the boat
chance.
for
We
some
do.
armor. Good lord.
Can't even get the boat to them. It's like, no, yeah, you got it for sure. Mhm.
so basically what adamantine does is it cancels criticals.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
If you get a critical hit on you, it cancels it.
Oh, jeez, I should have had Ronan go just to see how much it costs. Jeez.
More than we can afford, probably, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
You can afford, pal.
the poison, the bottle of it. How much you asking for that?
What are you thinking?
I don't know. Prices. You tell me something. You're the merchant here, friend.
Well, if I named a price, then you're getting screwed. You named a price, then perhaps we can go from there.
Could
Can
I-
I make? Go ahead.
Appraise it just by looking at it. With I know both
Yeah, it'd
Asher
be-
and I have alchemy, so
I imagine Asher's probably like whispering over to Kuran, being like,
it's probably. I rolled a 15 plus. Roll good. Was
You would say probably a fair price would be
oh, okay.
in the range of 10 to 20 gold.
Okay.
A very fair price compared to actual D&D stats.
Yeah. Ace, would you be willing to part with 15 gold? It's certainly not cheap. I mean, it seems to be quality, as you agree, Asher.
What do you? I mean, I don't know anything about these Quran. Do you? What do you think it goes for?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
15 is. All right. Hold on. Let's see. Would you take 10 for it?
Roll a persuasion check. This would be a hard one because it's pretty low.
What's my persuasion? I think it's a -1. My persuasion is a -1, so that would be a 16.
Something in that ballpark, but I think if we go up a bit, might be fair. How about 13?
I'm at 10, you're at 13. Meet me in the middle with, 11.5?
Persuasion check.
That's 10.
Now we're pinching coppers, aren't we? 13 and some silver?
We'll do 13, and you grab some ribbon from the back of your wagon and put a nice bow on it for me. It's a present for a friend of mine.
I could do that. He takes a rag, wraps it around it.
No, really? Crap.
He doesn't have any ribbon.
Well, I'm thinking he's got scrolls, right? I mean, you have to have something to wrap the scrolls in.
That is true.
Although they could also be wax
you see
sealed
him,
scrolls.
Yeah, you see him doing this. Some of the scrolls are ribboned. Some of them are wax sealed. You see him taking this like bit of cloth. It's not necessarily a rag, but it's not anything neat, and kind of wraps it around the mouth of the bottle, the vial. Will that do it for you?
That'll do it for me.
All right, that's 13 gold from you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Got some poison.
Got some poison.
Um,
I'm gonna take it and I'm like squishing it around. I'm gonna walk back over to
As
the
you
camp.
start to walk away, the lady. Hey. You got a moment?
Yeah. Do I know you?
Roll a history check.
6. Do I know you?
Probably not. Where are you from?
Here. What do you mean?
Where's here?
From here.
Roll me a deception check.
Not one.
oh God, I'm from here.
Here, I was born and raised in this crossroad.
Son of a bitch! The first time I take off my leathers and this, I get this. What the heck? This is why I wear the leathers. Okay.
Oh man. Oh,
No.
didn't get a days outside of town. It's recognized on the road.
Yeah, exactly. From here, what's this place called? Eswood?
She kind of smiles a bit. No, really.
Yeah, born and raised.
Are you like laughing?
Yeah, this is not what I'm born and raised.
The
I've
critical
seen you
failure
before.
was he kept rolling with it.
Yeah.
She kind of speaks up. I recognize you. I
Right.
used to escort higher end clients. Part of the mercenary work I used to do. And well, one of those clients liked to visit brothels. And so I would accompany him and make sure everything went well. And that's where I recognize you. Funny our paths should meet here. I also heard what happened.
Then you understand why I'm not there anymore.
Part of the reason I'm not there anymore either. I'll just be honest with you. I also did some bounty work, and that's why I recognized you right away. I carried your poster for a while.
So is this conversation going to lead to something else, or are we still going to be on pleasant terms?
What did you do to get a bounty that high?
I got a face that the king didn't like.
No. We'll be good.
Can I
think
roll
we
an
both-
insight on that, please?
Go ahead.
It's 22.
She seems pretty straight cut, straight to it.
Okay.
She doesn't
Okay.
seem to. She was. It would be pretty stupid to say like, "Hey, I know you, and I'm gonna kill."
Yeah, what?
My name is Amigo Montoya.
Yeah, my name is Inigo. She kind of. I think we both needed a fresh start, so I just say we. Leave in Zahath what is in Zahath.
So, I played it off pretty well, I mean, to be honest. But, what did you do?
Well, I wasn't necessarily wanted, but I didn't like the road I was going down. Bounty hunting being a part of that, especially when I realized who was putting out the bounties.
Who was?
Just all that government bullshit.
True that.
True that. I love you, Seth. She does kind of just like laugh at that. Oh. Just see you got away.
Barely. I hope not forever.
You want to go back?
Not for the continent.
I get it. I mean, I don't get it, but I do. I don't have anybody.
Ace is gonna kind of look at, Scranton and the Ogre. Always keep your eyes open. It's funny how you find family in the weirdest of situations. One day might look like a job, but the next might be somebody that you can trust to have at your back. I can't imagine what you've gone through, but don't be afraid to trust.
He kind of frowns a little bit at that. I'm working on it. Yep. We'll keep an eye on you, and you keep an eye on us. It's nice talking
Much
to you.
appreciated. Much appreciated.
Could Karun or Asher see that they had it? I'm sure we couldn't hear them.
You could see that they had a conversation.
Karun was going to inquire if there are any tomes or anything aside from scrolls there. Old. Emphasis on old books. That's Scranton that haven't stopped.
No, I don't have anything like that. I've just like to keep the single pages myself.
That's fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I was just looking to see if there was anything to be able to pick up on the road to make grasp. So, thank you. Appreciate it.
And I hope it could be of help. If you have a need for any of those other spell scrolls, let me know. All right. Take care of yourselves.
You as well. Sleep well. Enjoy your evening.
You as well. Okay. You guys set up camp, and with the safety in numbers, the night goes by unabated. And you start the morning bright and early. They still not quite set up or packed up their camp themselves. So you would finish a long rest, and for what it's worth, for whatever you did,
all the nothing we expended.
yeah. Okay.
Hey.
And yeah. Unless there's anything you would do, they haven't quite got up themselves. They've, you do see Dacian still. You see her starting to begin kind of packing up a little bit while the others are kind of resting in their tents.
While we're packing up, Rowan's gonna kind of give like a hand motion to signify like good morning or hey kind of thing, and then just going about cleaning up and moving about.
I will. I was going to approach Ace and confirm, like. So, I imagine the woman Dacian. She approached you last night. She recognized you as Dominicus.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You guys told me I would be fine taking my he's like taking my leathers off. Oh, my blinds.
Big out.
Blind's like, nope,
Ace
I'm out.
got so mad
Yeah.
that blind left.
Blind's just like, nope, I'm out.
I don't want to hear this anymore.
One day, taking my legs
for one dang minute.
I get noticed, but it's okay. At least she wasn't. She actually, funny enough, was one of the women that were chasing me, but decided to have a fresh start on her own. So,
where exactly is home?
As
Obviously.
of course, born and raised.
Well,
Roll a
I can't
deception
say.
check.
No,
You don't have a choice.
No. If I'm being honest, I was raised in Zale.
We'll explain why we've never seen your wanted poster up in a tavern anywhere around here.
And when I say I've never seen any of these cities, I really mean I've never seen any of these cities. So,
I mean,
please.
I haven't seen most of these cities, so I'm right there with you. Wasn't doubting that. Well,
But
it's up to you if you feel you need to guise yourself to travel.
even after that, without getting too mushy on you guys, If it came down to it, I feel like I would be protected. And that is enough of a reason for me to not be so afraid anymore. Oh, by the way, and then he's gonna reach in his bag. Now, Briar, I know you're not really talking right now, and you're pretty upset. But I got something from you, and I don't want to hear anything. But it's a present, and when you feel like talking about it, I'm just gonna give her the poison.
Sure, she would be probably pretty grateful.
I could see her struggling with trying to not be
so
excited
angry
about it, but
yeah.
just kind of like grabs it quickly. She obviously appreciates it, that's for sure.
I know, absolutely.
Yeah.
And when you're ready,
have some poison darts.
When you're ready to talk, we can talk. And it's just kind of continues helping.
All right, I think we're all set as Rowan kind of like kicks in the campfire with the dirt to kind of settle it in. You ready?
Yep.
I'm ready.
Seeing you guys kind of pack up, Dacian kind of almost hesitantly kind of walks over. You see her kind of lean her greatsword against the cart. She kind of heads over and kind of hesitantly walks towards you, and she has kind of a little pouch in her hand. And see her kind of reach into her pocket and pull out another pouch. And she kind of heads towards Ace. It's a bit silly, but I don't know if you're familiar with the Zahathian roses, but I figured, well, a little thing I've been doing is that I've been planting these wherever I go, here and there, see how they'll grow. Do a little bit of, grow a little home here. I figured, maybe it would mean something to you too.
Ace kind of takes them and kind of studies them for a minute.
Actually,
Nice.
She kind of reaches into her back pocket and kind of pulls out this. It's this white rose, but has like in the different like layers of the petals, this like blue stripe through it, and she kind of pulls it out and hands that to you as well. I backtracked once through one that I had planted, and you seem to be doing well.
Thank you. I don't know what to say. I hope that one day there will be peace on both sides, and we'll be able to have flowers from both continents on each side. It's a nice thought.
Well, it was a pleasure meeting you all, and I guess camping together, watching each other's backs. But maybe our travels will have us cross again. Take care.
You as well. Thank you.
So once Rowan like finishes kicking out the fire, Asher's gonna go find like an acorn or some sort of large tree seed, and he's gonna plant it in the ash and use druidcraft to kind of get something growing there.
Sprout a little tiny sapling. The rest
Ace-
will have to
Ace
grow
is gonna-
naturally.
He's gonna see this and he's gonna run over like with these seeds. And be like, Asher, can you plant? Can you plant one? Can you make it bloom?
I can try, and I'll try to plant a seed and do the same thing.
Does it work that way? I don't know. Can it do it?
Yeah,
fine
it'll
intensely?
sprout the seed.
It will sprout the seed. Okay, yeah, sprouts the seed. Does it
Nice.
sprout and bloom.
Seed pod open or leaf bud bloom. So no, the seed pod just opens to a little.
Okay,
It just germinates. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
it'll grow quicker.
After Dacian is out of sight, Ace is gonna like come over and take like one of the petals off and like run over to Briar and be like, Tambrin, Uncle Tambrin, come here, I got something for you to try. Be like, try this out. It's the good stuff. That's right. I got you, G. I got you.
He seems very, very thankful. All right. They begin to rise and they pack up their stuff and start to head the other direction as you guys make your way next leg of your journey. Okay. Because of time, we don't need to do any chat rolls. I would say a lot less traffic this day as you travel. Occasional cart, occasional troop of patrol. Your second day, probably about 4 o'clock, 4 p.m. It catches your eye, the side of the road, kind of a mound of dirt that's been dug up, and a kind of humanoid frame kind of along the side of this kind of a kind of laying along the side of this mound. Looked like it was a kind of a dug up shallow grave, kind of in ragged clothes, and it seems to be, there's a lot of flesh attached to this, what appears to be a corpse, in these tattered clothes. It's, roll me perception checks.
So 15 plus 4, 19.
First one was cocked.
Dirty 20.
I got a 17.
14.
Those rolls, oddly enough, doesn't seem to be in this area. Pretty open. Kind of a clearing, not as rocky and jagged, and this kind of it's out in the open, pretty flat, and you don't see anything. The trees, you couldn't hide in the trees or anything like that. It's just kind of seems to be kind of an exhumed corpse on the side of the road. Nothing else, no other corpses near, or it's kind of, as you approach from the south, its head is kind of like rigor mortis has set in a bit. And as you approach, oddly enough, it kind of seems like the eyes, these decayed, almost like sunken in eyes, seem to follow, but it doesn't move aside from that.
So I don't think that's dead. Seeing the, I don't know if you guys saw the eyes. Do we want to mess with that? Or just, I mean, other people are going to be coming through here that may not be able to handle it. We're just kind of leave it be. Maybe leave it alone.
Nope. Nope. Not touching the dead body.
That's bad.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I feel like it is a disservice to not dispatch it if it is of the undead variety. I'm gonna look around and be like,
Can Ace just like throw a rock and like try to like?
Let's.
I'd say easy enough. As you do it, it doesn't react. It has kind of this expression of like confusion on its face, but it's kind of had this like kind of weird face to it. But it's very decayed, but the eyes seem to follow. That's it.
I'm gonna cast Detect Magic on myself and just see if there's any what magics, if anything, are emanating off of this thing.
What is the range on that? How close do you need to be?
It's self 30 feet, and it says for the duration you sense presence magic of 30 feet. Mm-hmm.
Within 30 feet. Getting
30 feet.
within 30 feet, you detect a kind of minor necrotic energy. Necrotic energy present. It doesn't seem very powerful. As you reach that kind of 30 feet, the eyes kind of trained on you in this kind of grotesque, kind of bent position. You see the mouth kind of help me.
well, that was
Did that dead guy just talk?
Yes, it did. What happened?
I was murdered.
You okay?
2 months ago.
2 months.
Bandits.
Where? Where?
Right here.
The bandits. Where? They go.
I do not know. Why can I speak? It was a creature.
Creature. I looked at Asher.
It dug me out of my
Rowan recall a monster or a beast from when he and Jethro were last here? Or any rumors about a monster?
Roll me a history check. I'll say
Same
for this.
for
I'll say
same
for
for
that
him
just you. I'll say for
I'm
this,
sure.
just
Malachi?
Rowan.
Astro
Him and
hearing
Malachi.
creature. He's gonna inspect to figure out like claws, paws.
This would be
kinda-
pretty high. This is a pretty rare creature. Fairy tale
17 again.
almost.
I got a 17 again. I got an 18, rolled a 7, and I got a -1 to history.
Come on, Ashley. You got
Would Ace have known anything from his time
You
with
can try.
Malachi? The
Go
same
ahead.
kind of thing as well.
Nope. Not even gonna add the modifier.
It's so close to a 20. It's a 2.
It's a 2. It's so
Yeah.
close.
Mine was a 3 plus
it's only
that.
a magnitude less. It's good.
But I mean, it's on the same side. Okay, it's right beside it.
I've never seen this. It was very sweet, but very terrifying.
While he's speaking, can Rowan kind of look at the dirt and see how fresh the dig is? And if that's fresh, can he look for footprints or prints from this beast?
Yeah,
Roll me a survival check.
sure might be a good idea.
Survival
to go
or
to
investigation.
wolf form and see if you could get some kind of scent. I don't know.
That might be a better option because I can't make heads or tails of these tracks.
So you said you were murdered 2 months ago, but like, how long ago were you dug up?
A few hours ago.
Oh shit! This thing's
16.
close.
16.
Run. Should we put him to rest?
Please.
We need.
I do not want to exist in this way. It is terrible.
The only thing that I can do outside of more violent methods is I can try to see if whatever small necromantic energy that has put you in this state can be restored. But if that's what you want, we can.
How does sorry.
Lesser restoration technically doesn't.
No, how does detect magic work? Do you have to concentrate it? Do you still have that up basically?
It's 10 minutes, so you can tell me if it's up or not still. Just
Okay.
concentration, yes.
I don't think it's been 10 minutes yet.
Okay. Yeah, so it is a
Um,
concentration.
Rowan, with your investigation check, you said 16?
16.
16. As you just gleaned, the pile is pretty freshly dug somewhat. Oddly enough, there's only one set of footprints, and the footprints looks like one is a boot and one is a bare foot, but it only stands at the base of this grave, and where you would expect there to be more footprints behind that is just kind of like these almost drag marks. And you see at the top of the mound, almost two like toddler-sized feet imprints. Barefoot.
Rowan's gonna kind of go and just survey it closer. Just gonna kind of point to it while they're talking to the body. He's gonna point to two, and point to the 1 foot in the bare foot, and then the toddler feet.
And the toddler
Something
feet don't have a trail that they
just
walk.
there.
It looks like it's just there, planted on the top of the mound of dirt.
So at least that set seems to have some sort of trail. This right here, a toddler was placed here, or some around that age. Small human feet. Something's not right here, guys. I don't think we should stay here. Get him to rest.
Well, whatever it is, we should, if it's doing this unnatural, whatever this is, we should stop it.
But we don't even know what it is.
Run.
Let us.
As some time has passed, you sense the. Give me a perception check, actually.
Okay.
And Asher's gonna
14.
kind of
10 plus 4.
pull out his blade and kind of hold it over the corpse and kind of look at it like as in a like some form of recognition of yes or no.
So I'm going to attempt to restore him, but I don't kind of gesture to it.
It kind of looks at you, Karan, and then shifts its eyes towards Asher. Do it.
And Asher's just gonna
As you
press his sword and
it's very odd because it just kind of sinks in. The flesh is super decayed. It kind of sinks in, and where normally something would react or there would be some kind of physical reaction, it just kind of
It just stops moving.
that's it.
and then I'll pull the blade out and
Can I
You sense
use
that
the I still got?
with that check and seeing this, you see the necrotic energy kind of dissipate.
Also, could I go over to where Rowan is and looking at the tracks that I'm imagining Rowan has found? Can I cast the magic awareness to see if I see anything magical deeper into the woods?
Go ahead. And then roll a perception check.
I will turn to Asher and he's at
17?
rest now.
You see just slightly the fading of that necrotic energy as well. Looking off into the woods, you don't see any kind of sources of necrotic energy or magic or anything.
Okay. Seems to be that whatever was here is gone. Whether that's deeper into the woods or somewhere else, it's not here anymore. I don't know if it's possible to track it down or if we should just carry on.
Before we go, Rowan's gonna look to the body, kind of gesture and point, probably put him fully to rest.
Oh, rebury him, yeah.
we could either do that or we could, and I'll cast produce flame and just kind of hold the flame ball in my hand, be like, well,
Actually, yes, that might be better. There's no chance that it can be recovered again. and will guarantee his soul peace.
So
So
Asher
you-
will start kind of pulling the body out to basically make a funeral pyre, a expedient funeral pyre.
Also could give a warning to people walking through here if we do that.
Oh, that
Until we
is
can
a
figure out what it is.
might not be the warning that we want to give, but
Let me know what
We'd
it
have to-
is.
We'd have to leave some sign and message is the best that we can do. It's not practical for us to stand here and address every single traveler that comes by. We'd get
Oh, that's not what I'm
nowhere.
saying. What I'm saying is that they see this remnants of a fire, and I'm sure there's going to be remnants of a body. If I were to walk by and see something like that, it'd be a sign. But
we'll prepare it so that it looks as though it was a proper funeral. Construct a pyre, some semblance of rite and ritual, so as it doesn't look like the corpse is just burnt. But yes, we can, if anyone happens upon us, we'll tell them what we came across. I think what might be best, despite how much we might want to find whatever caused this and address it now, walk into a trap we don't know, we may want to inform those at Lake's Grass, perhaps. Ista has something that they can send out. Not sure.
or they might have already heard about it, and we can give them a lead.
Perhaps, yes. All I know is that despite our best intentions and desires, we're no good to anyone if we wind up getting ourselves killed by something that we can't properly comprehend yet.
Right. Ron's gonna assist in making a proper funeral for this guy.
It takes you a little while to finally cover the body. I'd say it'd probably take you 30, 40, or 30 minutes to an hour to kind of fully cover. At this point, we're looking at around 5 p.m. in your journey.
How far are we from Lake Grass from here, Asher?
well, we're about. How far are we from Lake Grass?
You got about a day and a half. So if you were to travel some more right now, it would just be one full day to get there. Otherwise, you would rest and have a day and a half left of rest of travel.
We could do it in a day if we keep going, or we could rest in about a day and a half, but
That's a tough choice, considering we may want to travel further than where we are, considering what's happening here, lest it happen upon us.
Maybe
But
2 or 3 more hours, Karun?
perhaps, again, we can set up camp a lot faster than we were able to before. What does the group say? Asher, Ace?
I
Right.
would not like to sleep with whatever unholy, unnatural thing is doing that.
Agreed.
Alright, let's keep going the way for a couple more hours.
We'll
Is
go
it-
and yeah.
You have a few hours until sundown. I would say probably 10 minutes on your way. You see along the side of the road 2 more mounds, one on each side of the road.
Although
Bodies.
this is getting ridiculous. Let's look at him.
One of
Yeah,
the one of the bodies again in kind of a mangled formation. It actually has kind of like a broken. Roll me a history check, Rowan and Asher.
Five.
12.
Would also be Briar too. Let me roll for her. Okay. I don't know where her pluses are, but she rolled pretty high anyway. So it would be Briar that kind of relays that in different things that she's studied, that this is the standard military uniform years ago. Years ago.
Like centuries ago?
Like centuries ago. This grave pretty deep. In this point, this body almost just completely a skeleton. But even this skeleton form kind of
I must report. They have breached the southern tip.
Asher's gonna once again pull out his sword and be like, "Oh, your watch is over. Your duty is done." And I'll kind of
the body on the right side of the road, a little more fresh. Still some distinguishable features on it. Probably, if even a little less decayed than the previous one. With the eyes still kind of intact. This one being actually a half-elf female. Kind of
That bastard.
Well, Rowan, would you mind seeing her while I deal with this? And I'll kind of recover the skeleton.
Yeah.
Best I can.
Rowan is going to end it quick.
just no reaction as just no longer responds, no longer speaks.
Well, if we're gonna find dead bodies every 10 minutes, maybe the scent is close enough that we can figure out what this thing is or where it's at. Sure.
I think we might need to. It's getting pretty late, though.
Roll me an investigation check. Well, this would be whoever wants to notice, I guess. Whoever's inspecting the grave sites.
That's
Imagine
not
we all
terrible.
would be.
That's a 14.
Let's see.
12.
I rolled
We
a
got
14 as well, so.
I got a 19, 16 plus 3.
Pretty obvious. You have, again, same formula. The boot, just one set of footprints right at the base of this. One boot, one just foot at the base of the mound, or the tip of the mound. These small little humanoid feet footprints. But there's, in these two particular locations, a set of really large footprints that roll me a nature check. That would be whoever rolled a 14 or higher.
At 20.
Go with your bad self.
That's
with
plus 3
that,
from 3.
you recognize it to be the footprint of by the number of toes, but oddly enough, one of the toes missing and another toe kind of smaller, as if it was missing parts of it, but the foot of an ogre sitting at the kind of the head of this grave site. The footprints there, but again, just one set of footprints, and then kind of this massive like drag mark.
These are. This we can tell, despite the deformities, irregularities, is it can only be done by an ogre, some large creature. But the perplexing thing are these smaller, almost humanoid. Unless it's not one but three things: a small child and an adult missing a shoe. This is.
So we have an ogre, baby, a bear, and a human. This is starting to sound like some sort of bad joke. Sort of Frankenstein monster of sorts.
It might turn out to be a nightmare. We don't know.
Do you want me to follow a trail, or do we want to?
We might as well see if it's something close by. If it's something we can easily track and predict and not hopefully stumble into a trap, we'll have to be leery, but
I have a bad feeling about that.
Well,
I agree.
I have
think-
something for this, and I'll cast Pass Without a Trace on us before I shift into wolf form.
Does
Last
this,
for 8 hours?
isn't this like give us a +10 to stealth?
Yeah, for 30 feet of everyone within 30 feet of you, including you, +10 to stealth checks cannot be tracked except by magical means, and yes, for 1 hour.
1 hour, okay.
Yeah, and leaves no trace or tracks.
That's sick.
I don't think that's a good idea. I think we need to keep going.
Well, it's only
Relay to lake grass.
5:10, right? It's only 5:10 because we were gonna
It's
travel a
5:10.
couple more hours, but we got stopped by the more bodies 10 minutes later. So it's only like
I still think.
Yeah, but
it's a
it would
bad
be.
idea.
It depends on if you're trying to bear these two. If you're bearing those two, you would add another hour.
Mhm.
Actually, probably more.
Well, Ash, at least tell us what you can see, what you can sense. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
we can make a determination from there.
I'll shift into wolf form and see if I can sniff anything.
Roll me a perception check.
Apparently not much, because it's a 12.
You kind of sniff the air, and then focusing on your scent, then you start to hear and you look down the road towards your guys' direction. Actually, a horse and a mounted rider bearing
Where we were
the,
coming from?
where you were headed
Headed to, okay.
towards Lake Grasp, holding a banner of Eswint. Kind of makes his way, just a lone kind of scout, and kind of what are you guys doing at this point, by the way, also in regards to the graves?
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's gonna
I
look
was-
like we're grave robbers.
I was thinking Karum is going to be preparing the funeral pyre still. That would, do the
Rowan
same
would
thing.
definitely be helping.
Yeah. While Asher was actually
Sniffing
looking
around.
and sniffing around and investigating. So we're in the middle of preparing, I guess, the
yeah, Ace would be probably close to Asher, just kind of looking around with him.
Because there's gonna be a dire wolf and a random armed guard, so that's not gonna look good.
He kind of flops along the road. You see him kind of shifting his armor a little bit and kind of lowers down the banner and kind of puts it along the slot in the saddle, and kind of just places his hand on his hilt as he rides, and then kind of slows down a bit as he approaches you guys. Good day.
Good evening.
You know, anything about this business?
Finding dead bodies on the side of the road.
Yeah, not
Found
much.
one. Found one about 10 minutes back. It was
Which
a
is
dug up,
giving-
unmarked grave. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, you can continue. I thought you were done. Continue.
We buried the body, and then 10 minutes later found two more on the other sides of the road.
Yeah, there was.
Seems to be some sort of beast digging them up. Is there more your way? You just came from the opposite direction of us.
Yeah. That's why I'm a bit uncomfortable. One of them, there was looked like the start of two, and one was done, and there was a basically skeleton that
Talk to you?
yeah.
Yeah.
Gesture over to the other one that's over there on the other side.
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
These remains are separated by generations, centuries. There's no correlation between them aside from they were buried here at one point.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm trained to ride, I'm not trained to fight, so as soon as that thing spoke up, I galloped right on out there. That was
What are you, a scout?
yeah,
Where are you scouting of?
just patrolling. Just I run on the river and Lake Grassbrook. Just run my patrols. All the time I've done this for close to 9 years now, and I've never seen something like that.
It seemed like the bodies got dug up sooner the further that way you went, pointing at the direction he came from. Did you see anything else other
I
than
only
the bodies?
saw one body. One was completely dug up, and then there was two that looked like they was like starting to be dug up. I didn't see nobody. I didn't stick around to find out either, though. I'm paid to ride again. So I will probably make a report of this. I just don't know exactly what to say.
Perhaps
Man.
you should advise people even coming here in the first place if they can avoid it.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
You guys heading that way?
Yeah. We're
Well,
heading towards Lake Grass.
I guess I don't need to tell you. Watch your back. Anybody else I see along the way, I'll just let them know.
We thought of making a camp for the night. Would you like to possibly give us an extra set of eyes with everything going on? Or do you run through the night?
I'm supposed to, but he kind of shivers. He gets chills. I could. I'm a bit ahead of schedule. I suppose I could rest with you folk for a bit. I wouldn't mind the company. Name's Liam.
Nice to meet you, Liam. Name's Ace.
Karan.
Asher's gonna kind of look to the group and be like,
Oh,
Rowan.
and this is our friend Rowan. What were you gonna do? I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Just introducing myself.
I'd also like to make an insight check on this individual too.
Sure.
This is
Asher's gonna
all...
let out a deep sigh and turn back into a human in front of this guy.
Oh,
That is 6 plus 6. Okay. 25. Oh, wait, no, sorry. 23.
He seems like he's just really shook. But he doesn't. I mean, he seems like he's been probably overly honest. Like, looks like he's crapping himself.
So we're thinking about heading up the ways to like grasp about another hour, just to kind of get out of the zone. Where would you say that you first saw the body and things started kind of giving you the
I'm on horseback and I started galloping for a good bit. You probably about maybe 20 minutes up the road if you're walking. I rode hard for a good 5 minutes and then kind of slowed down right before I came across you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. I was trying to be more subtle. If we keep going for an hour, it sounds like we're getting closer to whatever. We might be safer here.
Yes.
It's
We can
already
always.
been through here.
Yes. Yeah. We could backpedal a bit to some place before we encountered this, but that's just going to add on to our journey overall. It's how safe we want to play it.
And it will give us time to properly, look at like the half-buried bodies and whatnot.
We should at least take care of these 2 remains, and then we can head back a bit to make a safer camp, if we're all in agreements.
You see him kind of eye the bodies, and he's like, "Did I do that too?"
They did. Yes.
What'd you do to stop him?
I'm sure you could probably imagine, but we put them back to rest. I'll kind of,
As quickly and painlessly as all possible. They have suffered enough.
Kind of shivers again.
we're just going to do a small funeral pyre, not just to give them some peace and rest, but also to guarantee that whatever did this to them has no corpse with which to do it again. Has it even the power to do so?
With us taking the time to bury and whatnot, has there been people that walked by us at all?
This
like
guy.
people behind us? Like, has anybody caught up and gotten ahead of us?
Not at
at
this point.
all?
Like I said, at the beginning of this leg of the journey. So I guess in this world's terms, or I guess our world's terms, this would be like the equivalent of like a non-business day.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
It's light traffic on the
Yep. that makes
highways and
sense.
byways.
Yep, that makes sense. Okay. I just was curious to see if anybody caught up with us, kind of a thing, or passed us while we were making way on foot. Okay. That's all I wanted.
It's good to make note, though. We should warn anybody. We also should be wary of if there's anything peculiar happen. But
Alright. So what's the plan? We stay here? That's
Yeah.
the plan.
Bury the bodies, make a camp, spend the night, continue on the morning.
Alright.
How long about would it take us to do both of these?
Probably about an hour and a half.
Okay, so an hour and a half. Yeah, so that I'd say we should probably head back, maybe backtrack about a half hour, and we can make camp there. So we're at least outside of this.
How do we know if it's not going that way?
Well, it's going. It sounds like it's going towards Lake Grasp.
Are you
Yes,
sure about
which is
that?
concerning.
I'll be honest, I saw. Again, I didn't see nobody there, but there was a shovel that was planted into the mound. Like I said, it looked like they had one done and they had two others. And I didn't stick around to find out who was up to that, but
I think we should try to make our way closer to Lake Grasp if that's the case. That's in
Yeah.
my opinion. But if we're taking backtracks and we make that 30-minute forward, get
I'm in
past
the-
that point.
Mindset of we stay here and safest place. We won't run into anybody. And we can keep an eye on the if something comes back.
I think most of us are pretty capable and shouldn't be too afraid of whatever is out there. We've got most of us in a pack and should be able to get past whatever this is and get closer to Lake Grasp. Kind of with Rowan on this one. Get past it and not take a detour backwards. Like to be in a bed sooner than later, to be honest.
How clear is the night? Overcast or?
just a little bit of little cloudy. But by this point closer to a full moon a little bit.
I say we get closer to Lake Grasp.
So we want to head towards where the more recent
Say get past it.
unearthings.
Just keep going for like another hour. Make another hour of travel.
It's a group consensus. I think that there will be risks involved regardless of what we do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Liam, unless you feel like you need to backtrack with us, this might be where we part ways.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I better get this report in. I'm gonna just see if I can make haste to Riverend.
Safe travels, my friend.
Yep, you as well. Yep. Take care of yourselves. And kind of pats the side of his horse and starts to gallop.
Well,
I feel like we're sitting in the middle of it.
All right, let's go.
So you're heading onwards.
Yeah.
at least we
For
will.
like an hour or something. Is that what you said? Until it
That's
gets
what-
dark.
yeah.
We're trying to make that day and a half to 1 day after this rest.
Okay, so you. How long has it been since Liam showed up? We're talking like 2 hours.
Since Liam showed up,
Showed up because you started.
He
You dug the graves. That was an hour and a half with him, right?
yeah, and we probably spent maybe about like 10 to 20 minutes tops just
So almost
chatting
2
with him,
hours with.
Yeah, so
So it would be 7 o'clock now.
Yep.
About. Or 7:30.
Yep. So looking at almost kind of approaching golden hour. You got hour and a half of daylight left.
Well, it'll take us at least a half hour to set up camp if we do it hastily with just the tent.
Do we want to do round by 2 to Overwatch, or we want to do just the 1?
I think 2 might be better for tonight. We are
Agreed.
getting closer to whatever this is.
What we could do is, Brian and I can be second to the other. So you 3 can cycle in. We'll take longer watches. We don't need as long to recuperate. Plus, we have the advantage of being a little extra aware.
If
when
we
we're
split you two, one of us could do 2 hours each. Last few hours, just one of you takes it.
I think that would work. Whomever of the 3 of you is the middle shift is when we'll transition between our respective watches.
I'll go first. Out of us 3.
I'll take second.
I guess I'll take third.
I'll take the latter of the 2 watches. Briar can take the first.
Alright.
First
Someone says
watch.
start.
Okay, first watch is
Briar and Rowan, and
Yeah.
then it
Briar.
will be Briar and Asher, and then I will relieve Briar while Asher's still on shift, and then Ace will relieve Asher, and Ace and I will finish off the rest of the rest.
chat. Roll me a d10. Exclamation point d10.
Oh boy.
Depending on what happens here, it may or may not be time to stop. So 8. Okay. All right.
Ooh, neat.
But this is night, so the clouds every now and then kind of cross over the moon, shining pretty bright at this point. Like I said, nearly a full moon, and you hear kind of off in the distance the yip of coyotes kind of howling and going after it, and then as they do, they carry on for a few minutes, and then just quiet. Okay. That is that first shift. Roll me another d10 for the second shift here. Roll me another d10 because that's 8 again. The coyotes start up again. I'll have to do it myself. Oh, that's not it. Oh, and,
Oh,
okay.
time.
All right. There we go. I got you. The timer. There you go. Who's got the second shift? Roll me a perception check.
I guess you can
Yeah.
roll for Briar too if you want to, Wilson.
Oh, okay. Yep, that was pretty high.
That's an 11, so not great.
She rolled a 19, so it was probably plus stuff. She would hear kind of a I guess in the middle of the night. Several footsteps, almost like marching. With in the midst of the marching, you hear different clops of horse horse-drawn carriages and the clop of the horses as this kind of larger group kind of makes its way down the road.
Towards the bodies? Actually, Rowan
From
would probably know.
Lake Grasp towards River End. Yeah. It seems like a kind of a traveling almost company. And unless you stop or interact with them, that will carry on. And we move to the last shift.
Because I'll have come in at some point. Was this the big? Well, Briar was still up, but they're past by the time that I came in during Asher's shift.
What exactly are you asking?
So because Asher is doing the second shift with Briar for the first part for that role that just happened, and then myself before he ends his shift, because we're doing dual shifts. So Briar and I are swapping in the middle of his shift. I imagine this thing is already passed by the time I get to. So, okay.
So we'll roll me another D10 chat. If it's a repeat, I'll just roll it myself, just so for sake of expediency. Ooh. 5. Okay. Thanks, Seth. Rolled your own.
It happened in
fate.
chat. It's canon.
Well done, Seth. You rolled good.
Yeah.
The clouds clear up for whatever little threat they imposed. Clouds clear up. The pretty visible night, even without dark vision. You have almost kind of an innate dark vision just with the way the moon is lighting the forest. But yeah, goes unabated. And we come to the morning. And the sun begins to replace the moon and shine light on the new day. While I keep this ominous music up. Good morning.
Well, anything unusual happen to anybody on anybody's watch?
No.
There was a caravan, but they were heading the opposite direction. They looked plenty prepared.
Did you let them know about the possible threat in there?
Well, they came from the direction of the threat, so just kind of let them pass.
I thought they were coming from Lake Grasp into...
Yeah. The bodies got fresher the closer to Lake Grasp they got.
Going towards Lake Grasp was getting more risky.
Mm-hmm.
Going back the way we came was getting less risky. We elected to go into the darkness more so and camp there.
Okay, well, let's
Roll it again.
continue going.
So it worked out.
Roll a d10 again?
Not for this. This is you. Are you heading on your way to Lake Grasp?
Yeah.
About like Liam said, maybe 15-20 minutes down the road on foot, you see 3 grave sites, but no bodies.
that's different.
Yes, he did say that 2 looked like they were freshly dug, but there were bodies. 2
One
were
was
in
a
process.
skeleton. Yeah.
And
That's
now
weird.
This they look like the it looks like the 2 graves that were unfinished being dug are now empty holes. There's 3 empty holes, no bodies in sight.
Look to investigate to see if it's same footprints, anything else that's different.
No need to roll for that now that you know what you're looking for. Same situation.
Certainly the same culprits, whoever they are. And
It does appear as though there was a little bit a division of labor. There was the boot and the foot on one, and then the ogre on the other, and same 2 feet on each of the mounds. 2 little toddler feet.
well, there's definitely, absolutely more than one. If the disparity in these footprints wasn't enough, you can see that the ogre with the malformed feet and single-booted individual were working separately. Perhaps they were hurried. Other way. That's different, along with the fact that there's no bodies here. No remains, nothing. Just empty holes and dirt mounds.
Well, I think the best action is to continue forward. It's not much else we can do here.
Probably. Not unless there's something definitive we can go off of, and we don't want to find ourselves into a trap.
Okay, what would you like to do?
I think we should just continue forward.
Keep trekking on.
Yep.
I vote so as well. We'll let the authorities, Ista, whomever, when we get to Lake Grass, what we came across.
About an hour in, another familiar sight of a grave being having been dug. This time again, no body.
The perplexing thing is, why were the first ones left there, animated?
Maybe
And
they
there's
were too far gone. Do you think that these bodies were fresh enough to be taken?
Perhaps
maybe-
there's
It takes time. Like we
interrupted the prior ones. Perhaps both.
Yeah.
Both are valid, but unfortunately, we just don't have enough evidence otherwise to say what exactly is going on. We can only assume.
Let's continue till we find something that is different. There's not much that we can really do.
Yes, again, we report what we've come across. If we encounter something that can give us more than just blind guesses, we can act on that, but reporting is probably best.
Yeah.
I'll
Continue on?
jot down some notes explicitly because we're coming across, try to catalog what we've encountered.
as you kind of sit here and debate, are you guys stopping here or are you moving forward?
Moving forward.
Moving forward.
There's no body to give ritual to. So.
Yeah.
You cross two mounted horseback riders, kind of similar to the Liam you had seen. They kind of just salute, nod as they pass by.
Nod to them. There's nothing peculiar about their heralds, right? Everything looks full on legit.
Yeah, they just look
as
like
when-
regular Imperial soldiers. Probably another hour into your journey. You begin to hear this sound around kind of this corner in the road. As you get closer, you hear kind of a sounds like the shoveling of dirt. And you kind of hear a and then you hear a voice beyond that one.
It's
So
okay.
with that, I'll cast Pass Without a Trace on the group again because shit's getting weird.
You hear a voice kind of say to this grunt, kind of in response to this grunt.
It's okay. I haven't got horses. There's no need to be afraid.
And you hear kind of
Just keep digging.
You said it's around a corner, only one
Um,
direction, right? Like this is like the path. It's around the corner of the path. Okay.
kind of a just a slight bend with a kind of overlooking ledge, kind of obscuring, but you're close enough that you can hear this kind of this grunt. And if you were to take just a few more steps, you'd probably be able to look around and see. And then you hear kind of a and then run kind of off into the woods.
No,
Away
come
from
back.
us.
I haven't got horses.
And with that, we will come back next episode.
Boy,
Oh yay!
that's a hell of a precarious perch to be left for 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Oh man!
Yeah.
Oh man!
This is an interesting little situation.
Oh boy!
Yeah.
If I do
I'd
say
say
so
so.
myself.
Child necromancer.
It's like
That's
such a mystery, this whole thing. You guys are like, wait, now there's not bodies? Wait, what? They dug up.
For 2 weeks, we're going to be wondering who doesn't have horses. Us? Somebody else? We don't know.
The mystery.
Boy.
All right, yeah. So as you guys know, we will not be for the fourth we are taking some time off for everybody. We decided to just take a break. So next session will be, what is that next week? Calendar? Hello?
Calendar. That is going.
There's
to
a calendar
be
here
the,
over your
the
face.
13th.
11th, right? 13th.
It'll be the
13th.
11th. June
No.
the 11th.
June.
No,
11th?
not June the 11th.
It's a Friday.
July
13th.
July the
13th.
11th.
July the 11th. Oh yes, that's right.
Yes, 11th.
I'm looking at the
Yep.
wrong month.
Yep. So
Yep.
2 weeks. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for joining. Thanks for
Thanks,
watching.
guys. Love you all.
I didn't need the battle map
Bye.
after all. All right, guys. Stick around. We'll show somebody some love, probably. So I'm gonna play the thing, do the stuff. Ominous music playing as we say goodbye. See you in 2 weeks. See you on the 11th. Dun, 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 dun.